this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden, the Infinite Tsukiyomi arc continues, as Naruto and Neji encounter the mysterious masked man with the powers of the Byakugan Eye. He has big plans to change Konoha Village, and he'll do it with force, if necessary. If you guys saw my review of the last Naruto Shippuden episode, you probably know that I'm not really caring much for this arc right here, and that's for one important reason. It's boring. It's dragging on. We had to wait 2 weeks for this episode, and pretty much nothing has changed. At all. All of the random ninja from Konoha Village are just sort of wandering around, making guesses as to what's happening, teaming up with frickin' Team Yahiko, Konan, and Nagato, and they almost get into a fight in this episode, and it still continues to baffle me. There is absolutely no way they would stand a chance against this team, especially with Nagato. I mean, in this week's episode, he took out one of those giant salamander monsters by literally just looking at it, and it exploded. Whatever, maybe it was some sort of Super Shinra Tensei, maybe this was one of the weird invisible chameleon summons that we didn't quite see. All I know is, this episode is pretty much identical to the last one, where Shikamaru and his team come in, they save the kids, they have a short conversation with Yahiko and his team, they're at odds, they start to fight, but then they decide to get away from each other, and that's pretty much it. The rest of the episode is Naruto and Neji hanging out with the masked man, who may or may not be Neji's father. They don't reveal pretty much anything in this episode, and we get more flashbacks within a fake story, within a fake universe. It's freaking weird. I don't like it. I'm sorry. It's really boring and it's really dragging on. I cannot hammer that enough home. So, what's the rundown on this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? I didn't like it. I'm not liking this arc at all. I liked a few of the Infinite Tsukiyomi stories. Like, I actually did enjoy Killer Bees. Karin's, while a little dark, I think was probably the strongest. But this one right here is just going on for way too long. They are dragging it out in a way that is just kind of disturbing, to be perfectly honest. And the only part of the episode that I thought was actually good, and that's because I thought it was inadvertently funny, is that Jiraiya has the balls to include himself in his own story. At the very end of the episode, Jiraiya happens upon Orochimaru's hideout because that had everything to do with this story, right? Now, please understand, I don't like making negative reviews, especially when it's based on a series that I really love. I love the Naruto manga. I love most of the Naruto anime. But I just figured as soon as the manga finished up, we wouldn't have to deal with this crap anymore, and it's just been going on for way too damn long. I'm sick of it. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel about it. I'm going to continue to watch the Naruto anime, and I'm going to continue to review it every week in the hopes that it's possibly going to return to the next story, or the next Infinite Tsukiyomi is going to be more interesting than the story that we're getting here, because frankly, it's just boring me to death. Now, that being said, you might like this episode. You might get something out of it. Hell, you might like the funny scene where Rock Lee is running around like a madman with Tenten trying to hold on to him. Again, probably one of the only few parts from this episode that I really enjoyed. And you might even get enjoyment out of some of these what-if scenarios. But for me personally, I'm not. I'm just not digging it. So I'm not going to beat a horse to death. I didn't like this episode. For me personally, it's like a 1 or a 2 out of 5. Probably a 1. The animation and the artwork is not bad, but it's not good either. The story goes on for way too long, and there's just a lot of people standing around and talking with very little movement. So, there it is, my friends. 1 out of 5 from me, but I would love to hear from you guys. What did you think about this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you have a favorite character who showed up? Who is the masked man? Is that actually Neji's father? Is it someone related to the Hyuga clan? Is it actually just Obito who now has the Byakugan eyes? Please tell me your theories in the comments section below, as that's probably the most interesting aspect of this entire arc. And make sure to tell me what you guys want to see from the rest of the Naruto Shippuden anime series. Thank you guys for watching this review. Make sure to like it, share it with your friend, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby! my god, these fillers suck!